everybody! Back so soon, I see. We are playing some XCOM Enemy Unknown, but we're not doing it to actually do another playthrough. There's actually some fairly mild, robust DLC released on Steam. Obviously, mild robustness, sweet hypocrisy. But in any case, yeah, there's new DLC on Steam, so I figured I would pick it up and check it out because, you know, it gives me an excuse to play a little bit more XCOM, a game that is definitely one of my favorites from the year so far. Let's talk about what the DLC is, how much it costs, and what you get with it. So basically, this is called the Slingshot Pack, and it's the first piece of actual, like, story content DLC for XCOM. There was previously some, like, pre-order bonuses that if you pre-ordered the game, you got access to, like, early cosmetic DLC. But in any case, this is the first widely available and worthwhile one, in my opinion. So it's $7, which is pretty pricey for DLC. And the first thing you get with it is a lot of more, like, character customization options. So I've got a new save here. By the way, in order to take advantage of the new story missions, you will need to use a new save. You can't just, like, boot into your existing one. So let's start with Corporal Heavy Duty here. And you can see a few of the new customization options I've already got her outfitted with. If we go to Customize, basically the main updates here are new armor decos. So, like, Armor Deco 3, I believe, is new. We previously did have 2 and 1, which we've seen many times before. But 3 is new. It's got kind of a, I don't know, a little bit more lightweight look to it. I believe there's also other colors that are fairly new. So as you can see, I can adjust these. But don't quote me on that one. These ones might not be totally new colors. It draws attention to all the great areas. This is like Pat Benatar right here. And beyond that, we also have a lot of new helmet and hair designs. So we start with, like, I believe these were in the game before. I'm not sure if the dreadlocks were, but the Guile hair was definitely in the game before. But we got all sorts of new hats here. So we got, like, some military style, like Cammy from Street Fighter hats, as well as this, like, pilot getup here. A lot of hats again, a ski mask, just in case you're going for some winter missions, I guess. And then all sorts of new helmets that look all fairly similar to Master Chief from Halo, except this one, I guess, which matches the color of the outfit. As well, we also have this sweet mask at the end that actually just has a skull inside of it, which is pretty neat. But I'm going to put her back in her hat right here. This is Heavy Duty. I've also got Nicolas Cage, as you can see. I called him Nicolas Cage because I put him in the skull mask, and he kind of looks like Ghost Rider with the red and yellow. It's the best I could do. Cut me some slack. But basically, when it comes to customization, if you're really, really into customizing your soldiers, you might find this worthwhile. If you felt like there weren't enough hat options before, it kind of feels like they're Team Fortress 2ing this here. But anyway, this is very, very early on. I just started a new save earlier this morning and just did the first 3 missions. You know, you always start with, like, one abduction mission, then a second abduction mission where you can choose where you go, and then you start with a, like, UFO shootdown where you kill your first outsider. Those are always the first 3 missions of an XCOM save. It's not an XCOM save, an XCOM save. We're right after that on our first council mission. So the missions in the game consist of 3 council missions that are kind of like preset, and we're gonna meet a new character. So let's boot into that actually. So we are on. I've already accepted the mission actually, but all these missions actually take place in China. So we got friends in low places, and we're gonna see what's going on here. A member of the Triad criminal organization has reached out to one of our contacts. Although we have little interest in the man himself, he allegedly has in his possession a piece of unique technology we need you to investigate. We will transmit further details to Central. So for this, we get 2 scientists, 2 engineers, and 200 credits, which is awesome. We're going to launch into this.
We look forward to seeing your progress.
And I haven't really outfitted any other soldiers. Again, this is only like 15 to 20 minutes into the game. Or into the save, depending on how fast you go through things. But I do not have a support, so we are going to give maybe William Clark here a med kit just to hook him up. Do we have a sniper? No, our sniper must be injured as well. So we might as well give this guy, Daisuke Hashimoto, his scope instead. Why not? We do have a med kit. We've got a couple frag grenades. We've got Nicolas Cage and Corporal Heavy Duty. What could possibly go wrong here? So as far as I understand it, I read a bunch of previews for this before actually getting the DLC myself, because it's, quite frankly, I believe the council missions are spread out throughout the game, like not all taking place one at a time. They might take place, you know, 45 minutes, 2 hours apart from each other. We're not going to be able to show off all the missions, but after we finish this mission, I will describe what goes on with those and let you know whether or not I feel like this game is, or this DLC is going to be worth full price. So we are going to start this. If the contact's device is genuine, as we suspect it is, it'll be of high value. Stay sharp, as aliens may make an effort to recover it. Well, I expect so, but we're fairly early on in the game here. I'll shut up, because this is a new cutscene.
You must be my contacts. No one who fears reprisal would make an entrance like that. not so different from killing a man. It won't take long for them to realize I'm missing, especially since I've got this thing with me. If you take me with you, it's all yours.
That's our man. And it looks like he's got the package with him. We'll need to get him back to the extraction point in one piece. His former employers, not to mention the invaders, will be looking for him.
So I'm interested to see... because he is a Chinese triad defector, if we actually have to kill some men on this mission. I mean, obviously we're gonna have to kill aliens. That was kind of implied, not only in the fact that we're playing XCOM Enemy Unknown, but implied in the mission itself. But beyond that, I'm interested to see if maybe, just maybe, we end up having to shoot some real human beings. I'm not sure if the game would take such a weird stylistic decision there, but we'll see. Anyway, we're just gonna play XCOM the way I've always played XCOM, or at least recently have played XCOM, which is mainly on these missions. This guy doesn't have a gun, actually, yet.
Regardless of their intentions.
Strike one. You've got a wave of X-rays closing on your location. Eyes up.
Alright, so these are the first Thin Men that we've seen so far. By the way, after we complete this mission, I don't want to spoil the surprise. This is great overwatching here, but after we finish this mission, we actually will receive Zhang as like a unit that we can keep in our inventory, or not in our inventory, but in our barracks. And I believe he's fairly high level, despite the fact that he can't actually attack right now.
Trivial. Delivering equipment to a predetermined drop point.
Obviously, we're going to want to do our best to kill this Thin Man before we run into substantial problems right here. Only 37% chance to hit is not very good, so we're going to run and gun with Nicolas Cage here. And I think his shot... Oh, I didn't realize that the Thin Man was on Overwatch as well. The main problem right now... That's a lucky miss on our part, but... or on the Thin Man's part, I guess. The main problem here is that we only have one medkit usage, so I can't really afford to be having shots taken on me very often. This should be an easy kill. Beautiful. So we will probably just have everyone Overwatch or reload here, just to keep our offensive capabilities as high as they can go. Obviously, Zhang can hunker down. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I may not be. You know, in English, when you grow up in the country, not a country like Canada, which is very cultural, but a rural area as in country, you don't see a lot of last names like Zhang all the time. So I didn't really learn how to pronounce it as a kid. My tongue feels weird saying it, but hopefully I'm not doing any disrespect. Anyway, we're going to move all these guys up here. And we'll keep Zhang as far back as he can possibly go. And maybe what I'm thinking is, again, we won't be able to show off all of the council missions that we get from the DLC in this video. But what I might do is do this mission, rescue Zhang, and then, you know, check out his properties and maybe use him on a mission just to see how he does. So this is a totally original character. He's got like his own unique voice throughout it, as well as his own unique story. Anyway, we're going to move heavy duty up here. We do have one sectoid. It seems like there should be a second one in that frame there. But for whatever reason, no such luck. 48% chance to hit. Big misses. This squad is, let's put it this way. I knew Roll Fizzle Beef, and Nicolas Cage, you are no Roll Fizzle Beef. We've been having a rough time here so far, actually getting kills on aliens, but none of, 13%. I like those odds. But I've never really run into a situation that was too damaging. That was a big miss as well. Like, I've gotten a lot of soldiers wounded, but I haven't actually gotten any of my soldiers killed so far, which is maybe better than I did in the Let's Play file. In any case, one of the main reasons I like this DLC, come on, is that it just gives me an excuse, not really even an excuse, it gives me a necessary reason to start up a new XCOM file. I haven't played the game since I actually beat it on camera. So it was nice for me to be able to start up a new file and kind of have an excuse to play through this excellent game again.
But now we all face a common enemy.
I mean, we're totally like defacing these graves, but I guess when there's an alien invasion, all the standard rules are off the table, aren't they? For a second there, I thought he actually took a shot at Zhang, and I was pissed off because if he dies, we lose the mission automatically. Seriously? Heavy duty? I think you just might hate statues, to be honest with you. But she's got a second shot because she does have that perk. There we go. Finally, we can hang out for a second and get everyone reloaded and hooked up. Nicolas Cage can just go on Overwatch. Reload. And reload Hashimoto. We are going to put Zhang in here and then just get him to hunker down a little bit so he's going to be safe. And then we'll move up a little bit further. I'm expecting this mission to be fairly easy. I mean, it's if you last watched the episode where I actually beat XCOM, this mission is going to probably seem like a cakewalk, as all the early missions seem. I am playing this on normal right now. Could have gone for a more interesting route and I guess played it on classic, but I was worried that I would just like fail before I even got to the DLC missions. And the beauty of XCOM for me, I know this is the beauty for a lot of people, but for me it's not the difficulty, it's just the kind of like randomized nature of the game. So we are going to just continue onwards here.
Heads up, Commander. We've got an intermittent contact. It's something different from the others.
This negates any hope we had of establishing a clear pattern of behavior among the alien species.
Alright, so it is super shitty that why are you shooting in the wrong... Oh, they're shooting at this guy, okay. They both missed, that is a fucking disgrace. But it's really shitty that a Chrysalis just showed up, obviously. What we're gonna try to do is get these Thin Men killed as quickly as possible. Thank you for not missing that one. So that we're able to focus all of our efforts on overwatching and killing that Chrysalis before it manages to infect one of us, which would be absolutely terrible. What I could do is actually just have her throw a grenade over here. This will certainly kill this Thin Man. And then everybody else can focus on overwatching. She could use a rocket next turn if possible. This is the first Chrysalis I've seen in this game, though. I didn't expect it to come so early on what is actually only the 4th mission here. Anyway, Nicolas Cage. Oh, he overwatched with pistol. So stupid when I've got him with a shotgun. Although this will increase his effective range a little bit. And Zhang, I'm just going to put you even a little bit further away because I worry about you being the first target. If you get hit, that's where our problems lie here. Okay, here we go. Corporal Cage! God damn it! Can never rely on that guy. He's a loose cannon. Alright, how about this one? Alright, that's a hit. 4 damage. So we only need to do 4 more damage. But I am worried about this Chrysalis possibly getting close enough to infect one of our guys here. That's... Oh my god, we got so lucky there. Okay, 81% chance to hit. That should kill the Chrysalis. Excellent. Okay, now we're just going to move forwards. I should probably just have her reload on this turn, actually, because she's one of our most valuable teammates for sure. Nicolas Cage can move up a little bit. We're going to switch him back to his shotgun, because apparently he can't aim with anything else. Well, with Nicolas Cage, you're dealing with broad strokes, obviously. Not fine detail. We'll again go into Overwatch. I'm cautious because I'm worried that we're going to have more Chrysalises, but when we get to this evac zone, I'm hoping that we get another cutscene to add a little bit more value to this DLC. Because even though I sort of like the DLC, the reason I predominantly do like the DLC is because I like XCOM so much. Like, one of the previews I read of this game, I think, summarized it quite nicely. They said, like, the DLC's fun because XCOM is fun, but it's not really that robust. I mean, you are just mostly dealing with cosmetics and a couple of news story, or 3 news story missions. And apparently, like, one of the news story missions is really neat. The one that we're not going to see here, but, beyond that, like, is that worth $7, which is, you know, roughly, I don't know, like 8% of the game's total cost, like 12-15% of the game's normal cost? Probably not, and people who are not diehard XCOM fans are probably not going to find enough to like here, I think, to warrant paying what is a fairly steep cost for DLC that doesn't really carry that much value, I think, anyway. Do we seriously not get any reaction shots on these Thin Men? Oh, now we do. I almost think that there's been an update to XCOM in that the camera control seems way, way better. Like, I don't get stuck on things as often as I used to. We're going to see if we can't kill this Thin Man right here. Oh, that's not a Thin Man, it's a Sectoid. That's a big miss for 55%. How about this one? Alright, you can always rely on her to hit one of those 2 shots at least. We're going to send Nicolas Cage out here, just in case another wave of enemies comes. It seems like it's like 1 wave of enemies every 2 turns, which is very, very easy for us to deal with. But of course we need to make sure that Zhang is totally okay. We're gonna send Hashimoto out here. It's possible, like, I probably will play through this entire new save, again, just because I love XCOM so much. And I'll actually rename these guys and give them some more customization at that point. But for someone who's not that into customization, this DLC only appeals to me because I love the original game so much.
But the life I had is gone now. Funny that my life should take such an unexpected path. Turning my back on old friends to defeat a common enemy.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, dude. There's been an alien invasion. Nobody could have possibly predicted that.
Get back to HQ for debriefing.
Hey, new achievement. And then when we get back, I'm hoping to see another cutscene as well to add a little bit more story content to this game to warrant the $7 price tag. We shall see when we arrive here. Well, we got promotions for everybody, which is awesome. Obviously, we'll give her the Shredder Rocket, which I love. Nicolas Cage. What would Nicolas Cage want? Lightning Reflexes or Close and Personal? Well, we'll give him Lightning Reflexes. I just prefer that perk. At this point, I do have pretty much my favorite perks just like set in stone. We got a new Sniper, which is great. New support. We got a Chrysalis Corpse, which is so early to get that. We can make laboratories now.
Remember.
No cutscene, sadly, but if I go to the barracks, I do believe we can, yes, now we have a lieutenant already. So we already have Qilong, is his nickname. And he's a lieutenant. What's his class? Heavy. So he's a heavy lieutenant, but we can't customize him. So, you know, he's always just gonna be Zhang for us, which is kind of cool, I guess. And he gives you a fairly leveled up unit early on in the game. I do love heat ammo. Is that really worth it? Like, is this going to be one of the soldiers that I want to keep with me? Maybe, because he does have some connection to the story at this point, and he's very leveled up. So let's check him out in a mission, just see if he has any extra voice work that maybe we can see. It's kind of shitty that you can't customize him, but anyway, we just finished Xenobiology, which is going to unlock this alien containment one for us. Of course, we've all seen that happen before. I'm going to go with, we might as well go through with the arc thrower just to speed things up here. Doesn't really matter. I want to get beam weapons as soon as possible too, though. Anyway, scan for activity. I want to get another mission here so we can use Zhang. And I'll take a mission, because I probably will end up using this save file. I'm going to take a mission that's going to give us the engineers here, because that saves me from building too many workshops. So we have Zhang, Cage, Heavy Duty, and I want a support, but I also want a sniper. Actually, now that we have a lieutenant, I might be able to go to the officer training school, yeah, and just purchase this. And then I'm a little bit low on cash, but that's okay. I can then come back to the alien abduction mission in China here, which I just left from, I guess. And I do have a sniper now as well. Beautiful. No new armor, but sniper nonetheless. Cool. So let's launch this mission. We're only doing this basically to see if Zhang has any extra voice work, because beyond this, now we can talk about the other two council missions. From what I've read, again, through that preview, because for press, apparently, I didn't request press access to this DLC, I'm just buying the retail version, but Firaxis had, like, saves set up, so you could just try all three missions right away without having to do a new file. But the second mission gives you, like, 10 turns. It has, like, a 10-turn limit, so it's sort of similar to the bomb missions, I guess, except you can't just, like, hit nodes to make that limit higher. And it deals with, like, trying to keep the aliens from sabotaging, like, a subway line, I believe. And the third mission, which is the one that sounds most appealing, but also takes place latest in the game, is one where you actually, it takes place on an alien battleship while the battleship is still in flight. So that's kind of cool. It's, like, over the city of Beijing while the battleship is, you know, still flying, which is kind of neat. It's something that didn't take place in the actual game. So to see that in the DLC is kind of cool. But again, does it warrant such a heavy price tag? I definitely don't think so. The good news is, Firaxis is one of those companies that, at least on Steam at least, quite frequently gives, like, huge sales on its DLC. Like, you see that all the time with, I guess I should say 2K, not just Firaxis, because I don't know who has executive control over that. But you see that all the time, especially with games like Civilization 5, like Gods and Kings right now. The robust expansion of that is like $30 normal. Where was that alien? Oh, he's over there. It was like $30 normally, but it goes down as low as like $7 during Steam sales, even though it fairly recently came out. I actually am going to try run and gun here. I'm not sure this is going to work out, but we might be able to kill that sectoid. Especially if they run towards us, which is unlikely. Yeah, especially unlikely now that they've run away. But that's okay, at least we got them triggered. And we do still have a shot here. 16% with the shotgun. What's our pistol chances? Probably like 40, right? 56. Yeah, let's take it. It only does up to 2 damage, but wounding them is better than nothing. Well, now I wish we'd just gone with a shotgun, don't I? But we should still be able to move into a position where we can get a shot here. It's hard not to fall back into, like, Let's Play XCOM mode when I'm giving this commentary here, but I'm trying to keep it, nice shot, in perspective of the DLC. So I'm hoping that we get some voice work from the new actor here. Maybe not new actor, but new character at least. So I want to give him a kill at some point so he's capable of saying something like hoorah or anything else that XCOM players typically say, or XCOM units typically say. I can't Overwatch with a sniper rifle, so I guess I should just send this guy to Overwatch with a pistol. That'll be the end of this turn, and the sectoid should come. We might have to deal with floaters on this mission, but I think it's fairly unlikely. I think we're mostly just going to be left with... that was good shooting, actually, surprisingly. I think we're mostly going to be left with sectoids and thin men here, because we are still very, very early. Within the first hour of the game, for sure. So we're just going to continue moving forwards here. Shouldn't have both my heavies on the same side, but it doesn't really matter. By the way, I'm expecting that if you're still watching this video at this point, there's a fairly good chance that you are an XCOM player, like you've been enjoying the game for yourself. If so, that's cool, but if you're watching this video for the first time, and you've never seen XCOM before, you like missed my series of XCOM, I would definitely encourage you to either check out the series or just pick up the game for yourself if you can get it on the cheap. This is one of the best games of the year, in my opinion, so far. Regardless of the fact that the DLC might be a little bit disappointing. I mean, it's not disappointing in the sense that there's no precedent for this. Like, usually, maybe I'm on my own when I say this, but usually I find DLC pretty disappointing with respect to the game, or the standalone game. But I mean, that makes sense considering the, you know, the price difference. However, don't let that deter you from possibly playing XCOM, which is one of my best, or one of my favorite games of this year. Absolutely, for sure. And again, if you haven't bought it yet, you're probably waiting for a Steam sale. It'll probably go down in Christmas, is what I'm expecting. It was actually on sale during the fall sale, but it didn't go down super low, only like 33% off. Although I think Amazon actually had it for 50% off. But anyway, I'm rambling neither here nor there. These might actually be the last sectoids that we have to deal with. Let's send Zhang up here to deal with them. I wonder if he could just fire like a dope-ass shredder rocket all the way back there. Well, let's get vision first, because I don't exactly know where these guys are. He does have vision now. Where are they? They are behind this yellow car here. Can Zhang fire a sweet rocket in there? Let's see. Yeah, he can basically hit that. Let's do that and possibly get 2 kills with him here. Let's hear some voice work, buddy. Well, he got a kill, but it wasn't the best mission that I've ever had, or the best rocket shot I've ever had. Rocket off target. The voice work seems okay. The character seems a little bit melodramatic, which is not necessarily in the tone of XCOM. Like, the tone of XCOM to me has always just been like, at least in this game, because I didn't play the earlier games, the tone has always been like, well, this sucks, but we're just gonna, you know, stiff upper lip and deal with it because we gotta save mankind, whereas this guy's like all melodramatic. I can't believe my life has changed so much. When there's an alien invasion, of course your life's gonna change, you dongo. That's probably the, well, not probably, it's by far like the single most, oh no! Heavy duty! She'll be okay. By far like the single most impactful event that's ever happened in human history, and he's like, oh, my family and friends. Oh, get over it, man. The species is at stake. So we're gonna heal up heavy duty here, and we are probably gonna be finished with this mission in one more wave of enemies, which could come as early as this time, or as this move right here, although I am moving him back into a position where, you know, one of my existing allies already was, so it's fairly unlikely, but still, you get what I'm saying here. Our sniper has not had a good opportunity to get a shot. I find snipers fairly useless for my personal preferences until, what is it, squad shot gets off, or you get the perk of squad shot so that you can actually manage to get like much more increased range on these guys. Otherwise, until then, they're kind of like a liability because you almost always just spend their time with them like on Overwatch. Anyway, we could toss a grenade in here and kill this alien for sure, which seems like a good idea to me. Just minimize the opportunity for the enemy to do any threats to us, or the threat that the enemy offers us, I suppose I should say. And there is another sectoid right there. I probably could have thrown that grenade and hit them both, but I had no idea where the other guy was. And we only have heavy duty left. Is it possible that she could launch the world's longest rocket? No. That makes perfect sense considering she's at like totally the wrong elevation. Anyway, we're just gonna send her out here. Completely uncovered into the open. If she draws a shot, that's okay. She's already wounded anyway. On the next turn, these aliens have basically no chance against us. Oh no! Well, we actually didn't get hit there, so it doesn't matter. My false oh no doesn't mean anything. So our sniper is going to get the final kill here. I expect that is going to end this mission. Wow, he really rocked the body there, JT style. And we are going to head back to base, and let's talk about my overall impressions of this DLC. You can probably already kind of surmise what I've been thinking about the DLC. Objectively, this is not worth $7 unless you absolutely, one second, I need to upgrade these guys, unless you absolutely like feel like you need some extra incentive to start a new file in XCOM. It's welcome in its own right, but this to me does not feel like $7 DLC. This feels like, you know, $2 or $3 DLC. Even though I do love XCOM as much as I do. And that's the only reason I think that I am actually here showing it off, is because I do love XCOM as much as I do, as you know. So in any case, unless you're an XCOM diehard, this is probably not going to be DLC that you're going to want to pick up. I think just playing through the standalone game for most people is probably going to provide enough enjoyment that the DLC is not necessary in order to enhance that. And in fact, it doesn't really enhance it. It doesn't change too much. You're still playing XCOM, right? If you've already had your fill, the DLC is not going to really change that. If you're really itching for a little bit of a new story quest or story mission setup and a new character that has totally original voice work, as well as some very, very minor superficial customization upgrades, then you know it's available now on Steam. You can pick it up for the fairly unreasonable price of $7, but it'll eventually come down in Steam sales. In any case, I think I did a decent job articulating my impressions. Well, anyway, I'm going to stop the video here and play some more XCOM. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.